Air quality alerts continue in U.S. as Canadian wildfire smoke spreads. Full coverage. Kelly Grant. The U.S. Capitol building is seen shrouded in haze and smoke caused by wildfires in Canada, in this view from the National Mall in Washington, U.S., June 8, 2023. Capitol C. Biden addresses wildfire smoke at White House press conference. President Biden shows off an air quality chart regarding smoke in the air from Canadian brush fires during a joint press conference with British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak at the White House in Washington on Thursday. President Biden on Thursday urged people in areas affected by the ongoing Canadian wildfires to monitor the air quality index in their communities and check on one another. Speaking from the White House during a joint press conference with British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Biden displayed a printed-out chart from airnow.gov, the Environmental Protection Agency's online dashboard, which showed hazardous air quality reported in Washington, D.C. Biden also said that he spoke with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Wednesday and that he directed the National Interagency Fire Centre to address Canada's requests for additional firefighters and fire suppression tools such as air tankers to help with the ongoing brush fires. Capital R. What is the Air Quality Index? The Air Quality Index, or AQI, is a color-coded numerical scale that is meant to help people understand the health risks and exposures to airborne pollutants at any given time. Yahoo News' Dylan Stableford explains. Any number over 100 is considered unhealthy for sensitive groups, such as children, or people with heart or lung diseases. When the AQI goes above 200, everyone, even those without respiratory conditions, is at risk. Or you can just go by the colors. If it's green or yellow, it's okay for most individuals. Dr. Brady Scott, a fellow at the American Association for Respiratory Care, told Yahoo News, when it's orange, there's concern that some people, especially those with respiratory conditions, could be impacted. When you're in the red zone and certainly when we're in the purple or maroon zones, even if you are a so-called healthy person. Learn more from Dylan Stableford's AQI explainer here. Capital R. Air Quality Advisory issued for Friday in New York. The New York State Department of Health and Department of Environmental Conservation has issued another air quality health advisory for parts of the state on Friday, saying it's forecast to reach unhealthy for sensitive groups index levels in some areas. Capital R. What has been cancelled due to the wildfire smoke? Here are some of the places that are closed on Thursday due to poor air quality, according to CBS News. Schools. New York City Public Schools announced that schools scheduled to have classes would pivot to remote learning. In Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., public school outdoor activities were moved indoors or canceled. Restaurants. After many New York City officials urged people to limit outdoor activity, some restaurants decided to not offer outdoor dining. Zoos. All four major zoos in New York City, Bronx Zoo, Central Park Zoo, Queens Zoo, Prospect Park Zoo and New York Aquarium, closed at 3 p.m. on Wednesday and remained closed Thursday. The National Zoo in Washington, D.C. was also closed on Thursday. Theater. Shakespeare in the Park at Central Park's Delacorte Theater canceled performances of Hamlet on Thursday and Friday. Sports. New York Racing Association canceled a horse race at Belmont Park due to poor air quality, after PETA released a statement urging the cancellation of the race to protect the horses. The Washington Nationals also joined other professional sports teams in New York and Philadelphia in postponing their games. Read more of CBS News coverage on Yahoo News. NYC conservation centers, including Bronx Zoo and Central Park Zoo, temporarily shutter amid troubling air quality from wildfires. People try to visit the Central Park Zoo as smoke from Canadian wildfires casts a haze over the area on Wednesday in New York City. New York City's Wildlife Conservation Society announced Thursday that the city's four zoos and aquarium, Bronx Zoo, Central Park Zoo, Queens Zoo, Prospect Park Zoo, New York Aquarium, would be closed for the day and the vast majority of its animals would remain indoors because of poor air quality caused by smoke drifting from hundreds of Canadian wildfires that have been burning for weeks. Thus far, the society noted, no animals are showing adverse effects to the poor air quality. The Bronx Zoo, in particular, is the biggest metropolitan zoo in the U.S., comprising 265 acres of natural habitat and home to more than 4,000 animals. The New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene continues to recommend limiting outdoor activities and to stay inside when possible, the city's Wildlife Conservation Society said in a statement provided to Yahoo News. Animals will remain indoors where possible. Our staff is taking precautions necessary for the animals, and we continue to monitor their health as always. Marquise Francis. Capital R. International help rolls in to fight unyielding Canadian wildfires. Allies around the world are promising to boost support for Canada's fight against hundreds of blazes, Reuters reported. The United States has sent hundreds of firefighters over the past few weeks and is sending more. France, Portugal and Spain were sending more than 280 firefighters, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said on Thursday. South Africa, Australia and New Zealand have also sent personnel. Read more deep. Should you use air conditioning when the air quality is bad? AC window unit. I don't think in any case window units would normally be harmful unless they're bringing in outside air, which they usually aren't. That's not how they're intended to be used, Eric Schiff, a Syracuse University physics professor and indoor air quality expert, told Yahoo News. They just cool inside air and recirculate it, so there would be no harm to window units. Central AC. If you have a reasonably good anti-allergen filter on your central unit, you are actually probably improving the indoor air quality, Schiff explained. Those filters can reduce particulates, which is the main problem with the wildfires. Other things to consider at home. Depending on how a home is set up, Schiff advises against using bathroom and kitchen fans as well as clothing dryer units that bring in outside air. Kate Murphy. Capital R. Biden postpones White House Pride Month event due to poor air quality. People wear masks as the White House is seen through hazy skies caused by Canadian wildfires on Thursday. The Washington, D.C. area is under a code purple air quality alert indicating unhealthy air for all members of the public. President Biden unveiled new initiatives Thursday to protect LGBTQ+ communities, but postponed a big Pride Month celebration on the White House lawn with thousands of guests from around the country because of poor air quality from the Canadian wildfires, the Associated Press reported. The event will now be held on Saturday. Read more from the Associated. Capital R. Canada wildfire smoke to reach Europe, scientists warn. The Telegraph reported that officials have said the wildfire smoke engulfing the US and Canada is expected to pour into Norway. Atmosphere and climate scientists with the Norwegian Climate and Environmental Research Institute used a forecast model to predict how the smoke would travel through the atmosphere, the Telegraph said. The smoke has moved over Greenland and Iceland since June 1, and observations in southern Norway have recorded increasing concentrations of aerosolized particles. We may be able to see some haze or smell smoke, Nikolaos Evangeliou, a senior NILU researcher, said. However, we do not believe that the number of particles in the air here in Norway will be large enough to be harmful to our health. Read more details from the Telegraph on Yahoo News.